So you're looking after the drink stand now. If I'd known sooner, I would have stopped by this morning.
Thanks for your support. Anytime you need a drink, I'm here to serve.
I've got to say, I'm getting curious. I've heard a lot about your mixology skills. I wonder what kinds of drinks you can mix with the ingredients Glenfiddich has prepared.
You seem busy. You've been working extra hard lately, haven't you?
I don't have much of a choice. It's just one thing after another right now. First off, the Knights of Favonius annual combat assessment is coming up. And this year, the standards are higher than ever. As the captain of the reconnaissance company, I have to lead by example. At the very least, I need to rank as one of the top 3 captains in the practical portion. So, I've been intensifying my training lately.
So that's your style, huh? My first time seeing this side of you, Captain, as a captain.
Being a descendant of sinners means I have to work hard to maintain my position. I'll have you know I've never once neglected my duties. Anyway, on top of all that, the General Affairs Company has invited a renowned champion duelist from the Court of Fontaine to come here for a swordsmanship exchange.
Oh, I think I can guess who that might be.
Since I'm one of the captains with the highest attendance rate when it comes to these things, and I'm fairly skilled with a claymore, I was chosen as a representative. I have to prepare thoroughly to make sure I'm a serious match for the champion duelist. And then after the exchange, I need to write at least 6 different reports based on the results.
Sounds like you could do a very stiff drink. Sounds like you could do with something that replenishes your energy.
Oh, I sure could. Anything that'll perk me up would be welcome. I'll leave the details to you.
Given Eula's current condition, it might be a good idea to mix her something... a twinkling starlight.
One twinkling starlight for Captain Eula. Hope you like it.
Judging by your confident tone, I'm certain I will. Well then, I'll make sure to savor this thoroughly. Huh, not bad. Sweet and tingly, with a delightful airiness. The fizzy water really brings it to life. I suddenly feel full of vim and vigor. But just one glass doesn't quite scratch the itch. How about something with a bit more bite?
Not strong enough for you. Looking for something with a bit more of a kick?
Don't hold back. You don't need to worry about putting me on the floor with nothing but a couple of drinks.
Let's chat while I decide. Just making it stronger won't cut it. I need to rewrite the recipe from scratch.
Works for me. The first company hasn't assigned me any paperwork for tonight, so I'm free to catch up and try your new creations at my leisure.
drink on the table. I'm just wondering, that bottle you're carrying, is it imported fruit juice?
That's right. The merchant I got it from called it Romaritime flower fruit extract. It has a very unique smell. Here, have a bottle.
Have you been drinking a lot of this lately?
Oh, it's a necessary courtesy. In that book Miss Magistus lent me, The Blade Dancer, 20 Years On, it says, after a duel, a Fontanian swordsman will politely invite their defeated opponents to a banquet. To properly play host to Miss Clarande, I searched for quite some time to locate a rare goods merchant in Dorman Port who sold this juice.
Sounds like something out of a story.
I had my doubts at first, too. But Amber said something that makes a lot of sense. She said that even if this custom doesn't really exist, following it still shows I've made an effort to understand Fontaine's cultural heritage. Besides, who doesn't like trying new things, right? I'll treat Miss Clarande to this juice at our post-training banquet.
The distant snow mountain. It's been a while since we last saw each other. Have you been stationed near Dragon Spine this whole time?
Yes, I have. For a while, the situation there was difficult. A gang of outlaw engineers was messing about with some sort of mechanism control technology, attempting to manipulate ruin graders so they could rob merchant caravans. To make matters worse, several veteran knights who had been stationed at Dorman Port were transferred to my squad, and they weren't happy to be taking orders from that Lawrence girl. Leading them on this mission was quite eventful. It took 3 weeks of stealth operations in the snow, with no fires to keep us warm, before we finally located the enemy's stronghold. Those veteran knights faced the bitter cold and were almost taken down by the enemy's smuggled battle mechs. Fortunately, the battle went our way, and they had no choice but to acknowledge my abilities.
So you had to deal with that. Did you catch a cold?
Me? I'm completely fine. But thank you for your concern. It was mentally tiring for sure, but fortunately, the operation wore them down far more than it did me. They won't be questioning my authority again anytime soon. If any new recruits try to make my life difficult, I'll just have my veterans give them a few friendly pointers. I guess you could call them a permanent solution, huh?
Eating on duty? What do you usually eat when you're busy?
If you want to know what I've been eating recently, I'd better start by mentioning the logistics company's latest revolution. They launched a diet improvement initiative and started distributing a form of standardized canned food to knights operating in the wilderness. In the past, we only had dry rations. Every mealtime we had to set up pots and campfires, roll dice to choose a cook, and take turns standing guard. In all honesty, it was a bit of a hassle. Now we just need to bring our standard field rations, comprising of 5 cans and 9 paper packages. We can heat the cans by the campfire, and then we're ready to eat.
Sounds pretty convenient. Sounds like there isn't a downside.
You did say, sounds like, right? Our canned food supplier has quite the stellar reputation, and their regular meals are indeed quite good. The problem is, in order to meet preservation standards, they have to make their military-grade meals way too salty. The vice captain of the 5th Company, who has a somewhat dry sense of humor, went so far as to say, this food's bad enough to bring down the wrath of Li Yue's stove god. In any case, after eating it for a week, my taste buds have gone completely numb.
Is it really that bad? Someone should be held to account.
You can hardly blame the logistics company. After all, it is hard to please everyone. Our feedback has already been submitted, and they should be working on fixing the issue. Of course, having fresh meals prepared in camp by a dedicated company chef is still the best option.
Boring mindset. How are your feelings about the upcoming contest?
Oh my. To be honest, I'm eager to begin, but also a little nervous. Miss Cloran's combat style comes from the mysterious Marechaussee hunters. In the library, there are some old Fontanian newspapers from hundreds of years ago that give some idea of how formidable an organization it was. A more recent newspaper claimed that Miss Cloran was an orphan from an underwater kingdom, and that before battle she would perform rituals inviting spirits to possess her sword. Assuming these rumors are true, or that Miss Cloran's abilities might even be more extraordinary than that, it's important that I'm prepared for anything.
Such a historic showdown deserves extra special cocktail. Should we commemorate it with a sword-themed drink?
Incorporating elements of swordsmanship into a drink? Huh. Certainly a creative idea, I'll give you that. I sure could do with an energy boost, but how do you plan to express something like swordsmanship with a cocktail?
What I've seen Fontanian fighters on rapiers excel at thrusting attacks. They put a high price on precision and sustained pressure.
That definitely matches the description I read in that book.
If I were to compare them to a drink, let's say they're like coffee, well, fruit, ice wine, or one-step fruit wine. They may not overwhelm your senses, but they refuse to fade away. In fact, the first drink you tried had a fruit wine base.
That's right. You really know your stuff. I doubt there's anyone else in all of Tevat who could come up with such a perfect metaphor.
Your swordsmanship is different, though. You're like a lead dancer with a claymore, guiding your blade through a big sweeping arcs. You only need to hit to unleash an avalanche. You only need one hit to unleash an avalanche of destruction. In other words, your style emphasizes force, impact, and the moment of contact.
There's no need to make it sound so fancy. It's just an aristocratic variant of Favonius blade work, with a bit of personal flair.
So you're more like a strong spirit that hits the senses hard, then leaves a clean, icy aftertaste without lingering flavors.
Firewater. In recent years, firewaters gained popularity the world over, following in the wake of prosperous Snezhnayan merchants. These days, almost every tavern has a signature drink that uses it as a base.
Then we found our perfect solution together.
You really are good. Why don't we try replacing the fruit wine with firewater? As for the alcohol content, that's not a problem. Plenty of the expedition team may have drunk themselves senseless with firewater. But me, I'm full of confidence.
Right, that's all I need to know. So you had to prepare your next cocktail.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do.
is your all-new Seafoam Sword Song, mixed to meet your personal preferences.
Oh my, what beautiful colors. And you even added my romaritime flower fruit extract. The aroma is perfect, and I can smell the alcohol, but it doesn't stifle the fruity fragrance. Let's see how it tastes.
Can't wait to hear what you think.
Give me a moment to come up with the right words. I need to think carefully. I know it's unbecoming of a lady, and a proper connoisseur would savor their drink slowly. But I'm sorry, this is just too good to be true. Can you mix me another?
Of course, feel free to order as many as you like. How many do you want? 2, 3? It's no problem for me. And so you lost track of time.
Oh, no, what was I going to say? I've completely lost my train of thought. Whatever. I feel fantastic. This cocktail. Oh, it's the best I've ever had. I think I'm gonna head home and get some sleep.
Do you think you've had one too many? Maybe I should have gone easy with the firewater.
Don't worry about me. This is the happiest tipsy I've been in years. I'm still far from being drunk. By the time I've gone a few rounds with that Miss Chlorine and completed my reports, I'll have been on duty for 3 months straight. Jean, the acting grandmaster. Isn't it about time she gave me some time off? I won't be forgetting this injustice in a hurry. You mark my words.
Sword-wielding traveler. Would that be Kazuya? That's what I think of when I think sword traveler. Might look machines off first. Oh, off the mark.
Suspicion confirmed.
It's the other side of that story, is it? Interesting.
While patrolling the area, I was sure I'd sensed a familiar presence, so I came over to take a look. And sure enough, here you are.
Hello, Chlorine. Please have a seat, honored customer.
If Miss Charlotte were to see you like this, I'm guessing she'd take 100 pictures and write up a report. Sword-wielding traveler's secret side hustle. Exclusive cocktails from Tevat's Explorer Extraordinaire. You'd make the front pages of every major newspaper, and there'd be crowds of Fontanian tourists flocking to your drink stand, causing gridlock on the streets of Mondstadt.
I think you're being a little dramatic. If that really happened, I wouldn't be able to cope.
Luckily for you, I turned down Miss Charlotte's request to accompany me here, so you're unlikely to be seeing any scenes like that. Let's quietly celebrate this moment of peace. And on that note, I'd like a caramel blaze. That look on your face tells me you have a lot of questions you want to ask.
Let me make sure a cocktail first. You can drink while we chat.
Calm and effortless. I'm shocked to learn you're a real pro at this sort of thing.
Four pieces, yeah.
Your caramel blaze is ready. Try not to drink it all in one go.
It sure lives up to its name. The color reminds me of a raging fire, while that aroma really hits you head on. It's quite strong.
Are you okay? Would you like some water?
I'm all right. I just need a little time to get used to it. As I recall, the last time I drank alcohol was at a wine tasting event that Navia invited me to last year. I only had a small sip of Sassica wine, and it was nowhere near as strong as this concoction of yours.
So you basically don't drink at all. Don't force yourself to drink it if you don't want to.
From a purely rational perspective, alcohol can cause dizziness and impair one's ability to work, so it's best avoided altogether. But when Miss Farina saw me off at the docks, she mentioned that Mondstadt is the land of wine and poetry. Since I'm here, I thought I should at least try the local specialties.
That's reasonable. It would be a shame not to. As long as you stay within your limits, I'm sure you'll be fine.
In fact, according to my intelligence, the captain of the reconnaissance company, who I'm preparing to spar with, has quite the refined taste for fine wine. Her publicly available battle reports are truly a sight to behold. Out of the utmost respect for her skills, I feel compelled to deepen my knowledge of Mondstadt's wines.
Let me think carefully before I mix you another drink. Need to make sure to tweak the recipe a little to make sure you're completely satisfied.
I truly appreciate all the trouble you're going to.
Another Fontaine guest. And by the way, Miss Emily was here too.
Huh? Does that mean she's already finished her commission? Well, she's certainly efficient. Once I return to Fontaine, perhaps I can let Sigewin know that I'd be happy to purchase her latest perfume.
No, it sounds like you know her quite well.
I'm not sure I'd say that. On my way to Mondstadt, we happened to take the same boat. Naturally, we got to chatting. I've often heard Sigewin praise her work. After conversing with her on the journey over, I must say, she is indeed a rare and refined individual.
Refined. That's quite a refined way to put it.
She's gentle and composed, yet keeps others at a distance. Perhaps it's due to her profession. I find this approach ideal. It allows one to maintain a lasting sense of inner peace.
Sounds like you want me to arrange a get-together? Next time I'm in Fontaine, why don't we all hang out together?
Oh, thank you, but there's really no need to set anything up. Our work rarely intersects, and our social circles hardly make for a Venn diagram, if you know what I mean. Best to just let things take their natural course.
Mondstadt scenery. Have you seen much of Mondstadt yet?
I've seen a little. I took a stroll around the city the first day I got here. Navia's done some rather extensive research on this place. Many of the scenes and illustrations for the tabletop troupe were inspired by views of Mondstadt. However, the way she describes the atmosphere in her world building is quite different from the real Mondstadt. The deepest impression I've got since arriving here is one of swords and shields.
Swords and shields. Why is that?
Perhaps because I've mostly just visited the blacksmith and the training grounds. Recently, the newer weapons and armor produced in Mondstadt have been created using a completely different heat treatment process from those in Fontaine, with a higher carbon content in the surface layer. While this has slightly reduced their overall toughness, their impact resistance has greatly improved. These newer weapons give off a smell like overbrewed coffee.
Oh, see, I've noticed. It's quite the comparison.
Perhaps it's because that scent gave me such a positive first impression. You see, Fontaine's signature metalwork is often coated with a protective agent that contains Marcotte. Over time, the faint fragrance becomes overly sweet. And for some reason, it makes my teeth feel funny. I don't imagine the scent of Mondstadt's swords and shields would cause the same level of irritation.
Well, I've definitely learned something new today. I never realized there was much complexity to how swords were made.
Of course, there is a solution to this problem. The next time you find yourself in Fontaine, there's another protective agent I can recommend. One that's as neutral as water, without any excess fragrance. If you also dislike being bombarded with sweetness, this protective agent should suit you well.
Usual hobbies and interests? What do you usually drink?
When I'm working, I often drink coffee. But with meals, I prefer a lighter tasting drink, like Buell fruit juice. Since I eat a lot of meat, the slight acidity of the juice helps balance out the greasiness. Over time, I've grown accustomed to the sour taste. After the swordsmanship exchange, the Knights of Favonius rather kindly treated me to some traditional Mondstadt cuisine. I had 8 different meat dishes, and all of them were excellent. The portions were huge, and only the highest quality cuts were used. Everything was cooked to absolute perfection. Of course, there was still room for improvement. When catering to tourists, the sticky honey roast and pile 'em up might benefit from a slightly lighter sauce.
Sounds like they treated you to a feast. Have you tried all Mondstadt's signature meat dishes?
I've certainly tried all the red meat dishes. I think I've had enough calories to sustain 3 days of vigorous work, so I've had to decline all subsequent dining invitations. To be honest, I can still taste the grease. There must be a way to cleanse my palate.
The crust on the table. Is that a gift from the Knights?
Indeed it is. The Knights codenamed Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5 gave me this crest. I must say, it's exquisite. They told me the design has only just been finalized. Apparently, it's only presented to important guests. They said they're making a badge for you, too, but it hasn't been finished yet.
Hazelnut. Why have I never heard of these two? The Knights of Favonius really is a big organization.
You're not wrong. I guess it's similar to how I can't remember the name of every clerk in the Palais Mermonia, but I'm certain you'll get to know them in time. They're clearly seasoned veterans. Even though they work desk jobs, they still turn up in full armor. After handling my affairs, they headed to the tavern for a gathering, saying they wanted to continue last night's duel and determine who had the highest alcohol tolerance. Drinking barrels of beer the night before, yet being able to work with clear minds the next day. Whew.
That's just how Mondstadt is. Mondstadt is like nothing more than to unwind with a drink after work.
So what you're saying is, while Mondstadters may seem carefree, they actually have an admirable ability to know their limits when it comes to drinking.
Emily likes to drink tea. How about you?
Are you already planning the details of our hypothetical get-together? Based on my previous experiences with alcohol, I guess my tolerance is similar to Emily's. Fruit liqueur is probably my limit. So when the time comes, I think you'd be best off mixing similar drinks for the both of us.
I think I come up with a drink that'll be more to your liking. Please wait a moment.
All right. I'll make sure I'm mentally prepared. Even if it's still a bit strong, I'll do my best to finish it.
All right, this new creation is called Leisure Time Lightning, a cocktail made exclusively for champion duelists. Enjoy!
Huh. Have you added fruit wine? It tastes wonderful. This is ideal for me. There's a subtle saltiness that combines well with the tartness of the fruit and the sweetness of the caramel. Each sip balances delicately on the edge of perfection. The color of the wine also fits well with the name, and the lightning imagery contrasts with the fiery nature of the caramel glaze. But where does the leisure time part come in?
Don't you find Mondstadt to be a leisurely place? Taking it easy is what traveling is all about.
I see. That certainly matches the impression this cocktail gives me. Its unique aroma and taste will hold a special place in my memories of Mondstadt.
I'm glad you like it. Your satisfaction was my motivation.
Do you think, if the chance were to present itself, you'd be interested in mixing drinks somewhere else? A cafe, for instance, or the Hotel de Boer?
Why do you ask?
Mostly for Navia and Miss Farina's sake. Though obviously I'd be more than happy to try more of your masterpieces myself.
Of course, I'd love to let everyone have a taste. Hard to say right now, but who knows what the future holds.
I understand. I won't try to strong-arm you. In any case, I truly appreciate your hospitality. Thanks to you, whether I'm facing the powerful captain of the reconnaissance company or discussing strategy with the Knights of Favonius, I'll be in my best condition.
Why, she's completely hammered. Couldn't read. Like. Bright red hat and curious eyes peek out from behind the counter, hearing the buzz amongst that strongest fighter. They drop by. Snap. We know who that might be.
Huh? Is that Miss Honorary Knight? Yippee! It's you!
Hey, it's Klee. Hey, customer Klee.
Auntie Eula told Klee that Miss Hertha had found someone amazing to help out. Seeing you here, Miss Honorary Knight, Klee knows this must be the best drink stand in all of Teyvat.
You're so kind to say, Klee. That's the ultimate goal.
You mean this stand isn't already the best? Well, out of all the drink stands Klee's ever visited, Miss Honorary Knight's is easily the best. And no matter what drinks Miss Honorary Knight makes, Klee will definitely think they're yummy.
This time, Klee, you need to be a little tougher on me.
Oh, you want me to be mean? But Klee could never be mean to you. Let me think. I know! I'll pretend to be Albedo!
Timaeus.
Whenever Albedo reviews Timaeus' work, his face goes super serious. And Klee can hear every word he says.
Brilliant, then you can be my teacher. Brilliant, then you can be Master Alchemist Klee.
Get ready for Klee's super amazing order! I'm going fish blasting with Mom soon. Don't tell Master Jean, though! So, Klee wants to order a fair weather frolic. Anything like a bright sunny day will definitely put Klee in a super duper mood.
Got it, Miss Klee. I'll get on it right away. Understood, Master Alchemist Klee. I'll get right on it.
I wonder what it'll taste like.
Your Fairweather Frolic is here. Go on, give it a try.
Wow! So, a Fairweather Frolic is this color? Purple sky. Is it supposed to be a bright, shiny night?
Maybe it's supposed to be a cloudless sky at dusk. The most fitting color. I want to make a few changes.
Clee will take a sip first. Then you can think about it more carefully. Ah, finished.
Yeah, that's a sip, all right.
Yummy! Both sweet and sour. If Clee drank this while eating grilled fish, I could definitely gobble down 2, or 3, or 4, or even 5! But one drink isn't enough. Clee wants to try a drink that tastes like cake.
Roger that. How about a cake in a cup? I get ready for another super yummy drink.
Clee doesn't know what drink to choose. Why don't we decide together, Miss Honorary Knight?
Scheduling 3 daily meals. Speaking of food, I hope you're getting your 3 square meals a day.
3 square meals? Clee often eats 5 meals a day, sometimes even 7.
Seriously?
Adventuring takes a lot of energy, and if I eat too much at once, I can't run so well. So, it's better to eat lots of smaller meals. Albedo used to prepare all Clee's meals, and my lunchbox was always arranged so neatly, just like a pretty painting.
That sounds like Albedo, all right. I'd like to try Albedo's cooking sometime.
When Albedo's busy at Dragonspine, Clee goes to eat with the other Knights of Favonius. Kaya's camp is usually the neatest, while Amber sometimes camps in the trees. It's so much fun. Oh, and Auntie Hertha makes the best food. When my mom comes back, there'll be even more yummy food to eat. There's this one dish where she takes loads of different fish and makes them into little pudding cubes. It's called Rainbow Fish Jelly.
You're making me hungry. Great food from a great adventurer.
Her Chococo Crunchy Slices are fantastic, too. It's her newest creation made with chocolate and cookies. They're a little bitter, but they're crunchy. They smell scrumptious, and they have a really sweet aftertaste. Whenever I eat them, I feel so full of energy. Next time, Clee will have to bring some for you to try.
Next course of action. Do you have any more plans for today?
Yeah, Mom gave me an amazing book recently. She said I have to read 1 chapter every night, learn something useful, and then go to bed early. That book taught Clee how to make something called propellant. Now Jumpy Dumpty can go and bounce even higher.
Is that really something you should be learning? Is that easy to do?
It's not hard at all. In fact, it's a lot like making bombs. You just have to be careful when trimming it down. It's like sharpening a pencil that could suddenly go boom. Bedtime's an important part of Clee's schedule, too. Mom sits by my side and tells me all kinds of wonderful stories. She has a lamp made of gemstones, and when she turns it on, it goes kabling and lights up the ceiling.
Does the ceiling show scenes from the stories?
Yeah! When something happens in the story, the lights on the ceiling make pretty pictures. Sometimes Mom falls asleep before the story ends, so Clee has to tuck her in instead. As soon as Clee learns how to use the lamp, I can come tell you stories, Miss Honorary Knight.
That sounds great. I'll be waiting.
Clee has memorized so many wonderful stories, enough to make everyone happy every day.
Still planning on Still planning to eat later? Do you plan to eat anything else today?
Yeah, when Klee gets back home, I'm gonna eat some salted nuts while reading my book. Klee used to eat cake after dinner, but Master Jean said it's too sugary, and it's not good to eat sugary things before bed. Apparently, it makes you chubby and gives you toothaches. So, Mom got some advice from Auntie Barbie, and now she gives me nuts instead. She says they help my brain remember things better. Nuts don't have much flavor. It's like chewing on grass, but they're okay if you add a little salt.
That sounds like a great solution. Nutritious and healthy. The candy on the table. That's candy you brought. Looks very special.
This stuff? Mom taught me how to make it using the alchemy bench. A dash of sugar, then a lot more sugar, then some flowers from Mom's friend in Fontaine, star honey from Auntie Barbie, and finally, some magical jam from Auntie Tavia. Put everything together on the alchemy table, wish for the shape you want, then recite Mom's incantation, and poof! Dodokoshi candy!
That's quite the process. What an amazing treat.
Klee can give you some Dodoko candy too if you want. And if you really like them, I can even teach you my mom's incantation. That way, you can make your own candy whenever you want.
Thanks for sharing your amazing recipe, Klee. I'll work hard and learn how to do it.
If you get stuck, remember to come ask Klee. When it comes to magical candy, I'm an expert.
That makes sense. But Klee likes sweets. Healthy sugars. There must be some ingredients that are both healthy and sweet.
Oh yeah! Klee still wants to eat sweet things, like cake, for example. Maybe we could just go easy on the cream? Or add more fruit? Oh, right! That friend of Mom's who's always wearing glasses gave her a big bag of Fontanian Buell fruit. They're so round and rolly. Klee ate a whole bunch of those, and they were super sweet. But Master Jean said it was okay, because sweet fruit isn't the same as sweet sugar. So if Klee really has to eat nuts, maybe I can just soak them in some fruit juice first?
Alright, I think I know how to improve the drink. Let me mix another one for you.
Yeah, that was quick. Klee's looking forward to finding out how tasty your next concoction is.
It's done. I just know you're gonna love this new creation.
Wow! There's Dodoko candy on top! There's so much orange in this cup, and Dodoko looks like he's lying on top of white fluffy clouds. And the weather inside looks much better, too.
Would you like to taste it?
Yummy! It's so delicious! Klee has to drink slowly. I can't just gulp it down, or I'll miss all the yummy flavor. Miss Honorary Knight, this is amazing! It's like you mixed sunshine with juice! Klee was so tired from playing, but now I feel refreshed. And warm. And peaceful. Ooh. You're the best, Miss Honorary Knight.
How about you choose a name for the drink, Klee?
Really? Let me think. When the weather's nice and Dodoko's happy, Dodoko will want to sing, right? And when Dodoko sings, Klee wants to sing too. So, let's call it Dodoko's Duet.
What a wonderful name. Your names are the best.
Thank you. And thanks for making such a yummy drink for Klee. Klee's gonna go tell Mom that the best drink in Mondstadt right now is Dodoko's Duet.
I'm glad you like it. I passed your test, Miss Klee.
Klee's gonna write down Mom's incantation and give you a copy, Miss Honorary Knight. Then you should learn magic too, so you can make all the candies you want. See you next time.
So Walker's coming to say hi. Did he escape from the tune?
So Hertha's even roped our honorary knight into helping with this little venture. When we were discussing the drink stand earlier, I took one look at the menu and could barely contain my excitement. Now, it's finally time to sample the finished products.
I'm here as the willing employee this time. I'm the hotshot mixologist, no matter how you look at it.
Can't wait to see your skills in action. Give me something that goes well with casual conversation, but still packs a punch.
Are you sure those requirements don't clash? Is this some sort of test?
Of course they don't clash. A drink that packs a punch means you have to drink it slowly. And if you want to chat, then it has to go down smooth. So, something with a sweet aftertaste. A conversational connoisseur requires the perfect balance. The most suitable choice on this menu would be the Thorny Lake. It's a drink with a real kick that you can find in almost every bar. It's not enough to know the recipe, though. The key is in the mixing. Some bartenders choose to stick to the tried and tested basics, while others like to add their own personal flair.
All right, I'll give it my best shot. I'll quickly learn the recipe and then give it a whirl.
That's the spirit. Now, show me what you've got.
Grand Master, I hereby present you with this thorny lake for your enjoyment and assessment.
Well, the color and aroma are certainly on point. But as for the balance of flavors, I'll just have to taste it and find out. Not bad. You haven't overdone or skimped on any single ingredient. Though, unfortunately, it's a little too, polite for my tastes.
Polite? How can a drink be polite? Is this some sort of riddle?
Perhaps I should have said modest. You followed the formula to a T, but if anything, you've played it a little too safe. Were you worried that deviating just a little might disappoint me?
That's exactly what happened. Didn't want to disappoint the expert.
Hey, we fought side by side and dealt with things that even gods were loath to meddle with. Ours is a friendship forged in the margins between life and death. That said, if you ask me, you can ditch the nerves and work your mixologist magic. I'm looking for something that shocks the senses.
Alright, I'll get the creative juices flowing. Thanks to your encouragement, I'm ready to go all out.
Mull it over. There's no rush. We can chat while you think. Who knows? You might just find some inspiration to mix in with your magic.
Garden atmosphere. Drinking in the garden feels different than in a tavern, right? Given the environment, why not try something with a more floral twist?
Ha! I like your style. Speaking of this garden, it brings back memories of something that happened many years ago. When I was young, I liked to find ruined guards to test my fighting skills, both armed and unarmed. Once, I failed to take down a stray missile, and it ended up destroying a watchtower on the city walls. As punishment, I had to run 50 laps around the city, repair the watchtower, and help rebuild the shattered walls in this garden.
Sounds like you caused quite the fuss. It's hard to imagine you getting disciplined so severely.
Indeed. Among the misadventures of my youth, this is one of the most memorable ones. Mostly because that day, Crepus saw me covered in dirt. He took 2 bottles of 100-year-old wine and sent D-Luke, who looked even younger than Mika does today, to work out a clever way to get rid of Faru, who was guarding me. It was so hot that day, I could swear I was about to pass out. On a whim, I picked some mint leaves, put them in one of the wine bottles, and the result turned out to be surprisingly tasty. After Crepus tried it too, he was full of praise. He even wrote up an official recipe for my spontaneous creation. His customers loved it. Several summers passed, and Crepus kept writing letters about giving me a share of the profits, as though I could possibly accept.
That must have been so long ago. Long before I came to Mondstadt.
Yes, good old Crepus. Faru retired years ago, but he still gives me a stern stare every time we meet. He's a stubborn one. D-Luke, who replaced him, and then Kaya, who took over later, both performed impeccably. Changing times will always belong to the youth. He should have admitted defeat long ago. When I get the chance, I'll have Kaya show him the amazing progress the cavalry company has made.
Events are often held here. Anyway, on the subject of this garden, it's become a popular venue for hosting events.
It's a treasured place that the Knights of Favonius have maintained for years. So it makes sense that it's become the go-to location for organizing such things. I heard that while the expedition was underway, you were a great help in giving those left behind the opportunity to put their energy to good use. Sometimes, I look through the photos I've been given from those events. Though unfortunately, there aren't enough to include everybody. My conclusion is that Mondstadt needs to do more to popularize the camera.
Laws of the current drink. Besides being too polite, are there any other issues with my thorny lake?
Well, let me think. I guess you could say it lacks impact. Even when following the same recipe, the techniques used to mix different ingredients can affect the taste. Sometimes, deliberately creating layers between spirits can bring out the different waves as each one hits the taste buds in sequence. In this regard, too, you've taken quite a tentative approach. Why not be a little bolder?
I think I understand. I didn't pay enough attention to these details before.
Ha ha ha. You catch on quickly. No need to explain further.
What's on the table? This massive tanker.
Pretty awesome, huh? It's like a hammerhead that you can fill with wine when you're not using it to pound in nails. It was a gift. Hoffman came up with the idea, Charles supplied the design, Wagner helped cast it. And about 10 or so knights chipped in to pay for the materials. They've been waiting to have a good drink with me. And this is my crucial weapon to aid me in a fair duel with them all.
Fair duel.
I'm the Grand Master, after all. I've been drinking a lot longer than them. I've practiced more assiduously, and I have a bit more meat to absorb the blows. So it's only fair to my subordinates that I drink a teensy bit more per round. Wouldn't you agree?
There's a teens. That's a little more than a teensy. I think you may have got your handicaps the wrong way around.
Of course, some of them have been training as long as I have, and those ones won't be getting any special treatment. Take Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5, for example. Both were skilled warriors who helped me deal with Eric back in the day. Nowadays, I have them helping Jean with miscellaneous duties. At today's after-work cooldown, they insisted on trying to keep pace. In the end, they lost our game of darts and ended up passed out on the floor. I've already told Jean that I won't be approving their leave request for tomorrow, no matter what.
If the Grandmaster organized events. I wonder how these events might have turned out if you were here and not away on the expedition.
If I were in charge of organizing events? Well, I suppose everyone would revolve around fine wine, or at the very least, there would be some sort of tasting involved. For example, we could go all in on this drink stand and open it to the whole city, with every company of the Knights selecting one or more mixologists to compete against each other.
I should have guessed. That's exactly your style.
It's only a thought. Can't let things get too out of hand. If I were to actually throw a grand banquet, Jean would come after me with her sword drawn. Even Frederica would launch a punitive expedition. While in Notcry, we had a rule that knights must never get drunk while at their posts. Otherwise, it could lead to dereliction of duty with serious consequences.
Sounds like a sensible rule. Fun shouldn't get in the way of important matters.
Exactly. As expedition members return to their companies, my hope is that this rule will gradually spread to everyone in Mondstadt too. Just like firewater and smetana. These Notcry delicacies have made their way into Mondstadt's households and become part of people's daily lives. Young people need to learn restraint.
Didn't know you had that side to you too. The fabled seasoned drinker's self-control.
At the end of the day, no one should be biting off more than they can chew. Unless it's someone near my level, they shouldn't even be thinking about enjoying a light buzz when they've still got work to do. Most people would just end up a whole lot drunker than they'd like. You should come practice with me on weekends. Trust me, once I've drunk them under the table, they'll be swearing off wine for a whole week.
What does the people say? Don't believe in fables. something. Hold on. That one. Good news. I think I know what to make for you. Can I borrow your hammer, please?
Huh? Oh, feel free. Whatever you're about to do, I've got a feeling I've hit the jackpot.
Here you go, Grandmaster. A cocktail just for you. I guarantee you won't find this one too polite.
Such a spirited drink. How did you make this? Well, that burning scent of firewater. Oh, it's as if the very air were about to ignite. This is more like it. Perfection. It's clear that once you let go of your inhibitions, your talents really shine through. That first hint of mint is like a cooling feint that masks the firewater underneath. By the time the sweetness dissipates, the firewater is already slipped in behind your guard, ready to deliver a powerful strike of intense flavor. Oh, it's exactly the impact I was hoping for.
That's topped off with a hint of cement, so the aftertaste won't feel too light.
That's the most ingenious part. Firewater's greatest flaw is a lack of aftertaste, but the Smetana perfectly maintains the flavor at the peak of its intensity.
All this praise is making my cheeks red. The real inspiration came from everything you said.
It's hard to imagine something this good was created by a mixologist who doesn't even drink firewater. I think it has the potential to become a firm favorite in Mondstadt and Nodcry.
The Knight of Boreas is a symbol of war, while the Knights of Avonius are as sturdy as iron. So how about we call this drink an Iron Wolf?
Iron Wolf. Oh, perfect. It's elegant, yet wild. Only you could come up with such a fitting name. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we name our Knights of Favonius' drink stand after you? Let's call it the Honorary Knights Cocktail Shack. No time to waste. I'll go have a word with Glenfiddia right away.
Hey there, traveler! All wrapped up for the day? Paimon hears you did a great job holding down the fort while she was out delivering drinks with Glenfiddia.
I've been feeling inspired. Got some great ideas from chatting with everyone.
Whatever the reason, the Honorary Knight is clearly one of the most talented mixologists in Mondstadt. Considering how short a time she's been doing this, I believe that someday she has the potential to give the legendary bartender at the Cat's Tail a run for her money.
I fully support your decision, Grandmaster. The honorary knight has really put in the hard yards. The drink stand will remain open for a little while longer to provide a proper welcome to our returning expedition members. Then, once we locate suitable premises, we also plan to look at operating a permanent service.
Hooray! Everyone in the Knights of Favonius will get to drink all the delicious cocktails they like!
Nothing short of what I'd expect from a true disciple of Hertha. You've really considered this thoroughly, Glenfidia.
Also, if I may, Honorary Knight, regarding the special cocktails you've developed, would you mind leaving the recipes with us? We'd like to add them to the official menu.
Of course, that way everyone can try them.
Paimon feels like there's something you still want to say. Let Paimon have a guess. Based on your personality, you probably want to introduce the origin of each different cocktail. That way, customers will know who inspired you to create these amazing drinks.
Write on them more. You know me so well, Paimon. I think that's what everyone would want, right?
No problem at all. If you need, I can even have someone draft the paperwork on your behalf to secure you the rights to these new recipes.
I hope when we recruit some new bartenders, they'll be able to learn from your incredible skills. Even if they can't quite match your work, if they could be 2/3 as good, that would still make them industry leaders.
Oh, actually, that's an ending now, is it? That's interesting. These don't have an ending because they just keep going. Why does some have a... Oh, that's why. I think 8 was enough. Oh, it is actually. 5, wasn't it? And then blues. Oh, let's just burn that as well while we're here. Too many. Okay. Oh. I don't claim reward yet, let's go do that first.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward. Ad Astra Abyssosk.